Hola muchachos, ¿qué tal? Buenos días. Aquí tienen el horario para hoy, jueves, el 8 de agosto. First and foremost, want to share with you or remind you again of the 4 assignments that were due by the end of last class or the last time we got together. The first of which, and all of them can be found in the intro orientation module, was the welcome quiz. That was a series of 10 questions reflecting the classroom policies and procedures, behavioral expectations, and then my welcome letter to you. All of that makes up our syllabus. You can find a copy of the syllabus here. Use the syllabus to take the welcome quiz. You can also find a copy of the syllabus and welcome letter here. Next up is the peer interview activity, ¿Quién soy yo? The 5 questions in relation to your project. You guys asked those 5 questions to 3 different partners, people in class, or in the event you needed to finish it at home, family member at home. You jotted down 3 key pieces of information. Do not need to write in full complete sentences. 3 key pieces of information per each question. And then you took a picture of that and submitted it here in Canvas. The other 2 assignments, how to learn a foreign language and how languages shape the way we think. 3 videos you needed to watch. The first video, secrets of learning a new language. In the video, many secrets are shared. Identify 1 secret or strategy that you intend to use this year to further your progress in Spanish, to further your second language acquisition. How do you intend to implement and utilize the strategy? Why do you think it'll work well for you? Second video, enriching human capital, my master's thesis, the idea of having a language buddy, a native speaker of Spanish with whom you could practice your Spanish and with whom you would assist in their English acquisition. Would having a language buddy help you or hinder your improvement in Spanish? Why do you think it would help you? Why do you think it would not help you? Finally, the third video, how language shapes the way we think. Many examples are provided in the video that indicate how language shapes how we think, engage with, and perceive the world around us. If you speak a language other than English at home, how does that language affect your identity and sense of self? Do you find yourself using the language in certain situations more so than in others, with certain people more so than others, with certain emotions that you're feeling more so than others? How does language affect your identity? If you speak a language other than English at home, if you do not, what is your motivation for learning Spanish as a second language? Academic motivation, professional motivation, personal motivation, or any combination thereof? You guys are going to respond to all 3 prompts by writing 10 to 12 complete sentences in English, a full 2 paragraphs, and then hit the reply button once you're done. That'll post your response, and then respond to the posts of at least 3 classmates indicating what aspects of their post you agree or disagree with and why. Not just I agree or I disagree, but please elaborate and explain why. And then finally, the last activity that was due is the documentary we watched in class, The Latin Explosion. You can find a link to the documentary here. And you're going to answer the 15 quiz questions that are associated with the film, or with the documentary rather. And you do have 2 attempts, so utilize both attempts to complete that documentary and quiz. All of these were due last class. If you have not finished them, please finish them as soon as possible so that late deductions do not take effect. We're going to get started with the Spanish 3 curriculum today, but before that, just want to remind you of your project that is due next class. And that is the meet and greet introductions. Quien soy yo? Here again are the 5 questions that you're looking to answer. You have the rubric here, a video that you're watching right now that walks you through step by step how to go through or how to complete this project. This project can be a PowerPoint like the one I shared with you, and we'll share with you again now. It could be a Google slide, it could be a video, it could be a poster, whatever medium of your choosing. So if you go to the PowerPoint that I mentioned, which again is right here, the very end of the PowerPoint introduces the 5 questions and then how to go about each response. And again, the rubric provides you quantitatively for what I'm looking for. So for the first question, introduce yourself, 5 adjectives to describe who you are and your age. For the second question, indicate the 5 things that you do to start your day. Make sure that 3 of those 5 are reflexive verbs, meaning that they include the reflexive pronoun me at the beginning, and then do be sure to include the time and time of day as well, as I've done here. Thirdly, your extracurricular involvement, what you participate in as an extracurricular activity, club, sport, student organization, etc. Use this formula to indicate how long you've been partaking in that activity. And then in terms of getting to that magic number 5, what I would recommend is utilize this document that I shared with you guys, which has various verb tenses that we're going to use here in this first quarter. Use the preterite tense and talk about extracurriculars that you participate in last year. For example, maybe you don't participate in it now, but you did last year or the year before. Use the imperfect tense to talk about extracurriculars you used to participate in, right? So the difference is this would just be 1 year, whereas opposed to the imperfect would be more continuous over a longer period of time, several years, or a long time ago when you were much younger. Okay, so preterite to talk about maybe what you participated in last year, imperfect to talk about continuous involvement, or use the future to talk about what you will participate in this year, or perhaps your senior year for those of you that are juniors. Okay, so that's in response to the third question. Let's go back to the PowerPoint here. Participas en un club de deporte. The fourth question is using the imperfect tense. Pulling up that document again, this one right here, these endings. Using the imperfect tense to talk about what you were like as a kid, and I'm looking for 5 descriptions using the imperfect to talk about where you used to like to go, what you used to like to do, what you used to be like. You could describe what your family dynamic used to be like. 5 descriptions in the imperfect about your childhood. And then finally, the 5th question, ¿Qué hiciste durante las vacaciones de verano? That is the preterite tense. Using the preterite tense to come up with 5 descriptions, 5 things you did during the summer break. That project is due next class. That's Monday for you A days and Tuesday for your B days. You guys are going to submit it by hitting the reply button. And you can see Lupita already off to a great start. She has everything that I had asked for. Thank you, Lupita, for coming out the gate strong. Great example. PowerPoint, Google slide, video, however you see fit, and you're going to submit it by hitting the reply button right there.